Hey there, welcome to Cooking with Kenny G. Now, have you ever had one of those days when you forgot to set the alarm, you woke up late, you're late for work, what am I gonna do for breakfast or lunch? I've got just the thing for you. These are mini egg bites. We got here a 2-biter or a single biter. Now in the video, I'm gonna show you how to make these super high protein. Now these little guys here have 3 grams of protein each, less than 1 gram of fat in them. These guys have about 7 grams of protein in them. 3 ingredients to make the basic one. Now you want to add anything else in there, your flavorings. Watch along, I'll show you how to chef these things up. High protein, high flavor, low fat egg bites that, hey, even one of those coffee companies from Seattle might enjoy too. So like I was saying, let's put on the apron, grab the knives, fire up the stove, and get after it. Okay, the first thing you're gonna wanna do is get your water bath going. So hot water in a pan and then into the bottom of the oven. And what that's gonna do is create the steam that you're gonna need for baking these egg whites, because they are a custard and they're gonna need a certain amount of steam in there so they cook slowly and not too fast and crack. All right, now we got the water pan in there. It's heating up. It's in the 300 Fahrenheit oven, so that's gonna create the steam that we need. Now we can get the mise en place going. So let's get that all together now. Okay, let's run you through all the equipment you're gonna need, and it's not a lot, trust me. You're gonna need a little kitchen grater for your cheese. You're gonna need a blender to blend up the ingredients. You're gonna need some muffin pans. Now I've got these silicone pans here. They're awesome. I'll leave a link down below if you wanna check them out. Now with the metal ones, sometimes it's hard to get the product out of there, but these silicone ones, you just pop them out. Absolutely fantastic. Well worth the price, super sturdy. They go into a very hot oven too. So I've got here 24 minis and then 12 large. Now with the recipe, I'm gonna make some mini egg bites and also some larger egg bites too. A digital scale for weighing out the ingredients, spatula, and then a little brush. That's only if you're using these silicone pans. I like to put oil in there with the brush. I don't like to use the pan spray because there's a soy lecithin in there and it tends to gum these things up. So I just use a little bit of vegetable oil in there. Don't forget the ridiculous blue gloves. And of course that scraper. Actually, you don't need the scraper for this recipe. There's only actually 3 ingredients in it, and then anything else that you want to put in there to flavor it up. So time to run through the ingredients that you need. There's only 3 of them. Don't worry, I will put them on the screen, and also too, there is a link down below. PDF recipe, you can download it, print it off, and add it into your recipe file. So what I've got here is 160 grams or 5.6 ounces of, that's pretty accurate. Let's call it 5.5 ounces of a fairly strong cheese. This one here I've got is a Gouda cheese. Now if you want, you can use a Gruyere or maybe an old cheddar, something like that. It's got a lot of flavor in it. Obviously the more flavor that your cheese has, the more flavor that your finished product is gonna have. I've got here also 160 grams of cottage cheese. It adds a whole bunch of protein into these. And that's also 5.6 ounces of that too, or 5.5 ounces. Egg whites here, I've got 750 mils, 750 grams, or there is 24 ounces. I just buy the carton egg whites, so it's about 1.5 of these cartons here. These are 500 gram cartons, so there you go, that's all you're gonna need. And I'm gonna show you once it's blended up, add in the super extra ingredients in there. Again, like I say, your imagination is your limit. And then we'll get them in the oven. You'll be out of here in no time. All right, so let's get the blender top on there. Just gonna add the egg whites in. Super easy, anybody can do this recipe. There's a couple tips and tricks that I will show you. So I've got the cottage cheese in there with the egg whites. Gonna blend that up and then add the cheese, blend it, boom, that's it, we're finished. Let's get that going. And blend it on high, start on low obviously, and then blend it on high until it's well combined. There we go. Now I'm just gonna add the cheese in there and then do the same thing, blend it up until it's well blended, and we are finished. Actually forgot the salt and pepper in there too. A little bit of salt. Not too much, cheese is a little bit salty. And some pepper in there. Just give her a rip and let her blend up again. There we go, finito. Just gonna check it, make sure that it's, oh yeah, Looks good. It's very well blended in there too. Not gonna have any lumps or anything. Let's get over to the counter and then we're gonna fill up those muffin tins with the extra ingredients. Pour this in there and then get them in the oven and we're finished. Now remember I said your imagination is your limit. So I'm gonna actually put a little bit of dried dill in mine. I like dill in my eggs. Just gonna mix that up. There we go. Now, a little bit of oil in the muffin tin so the egg bites don't stick. Not too much, so you don't want them greasy, just enough. These are silicone, so they won't actually stick that much to it, but why tempt fate? And then the big ones too. Now for mine, I have some diced peppers in there, cooked of course, and some diced mushrooms that are also cooked, so I'm gonna put those in there. And I also have too some cooked, chopped spinach. I've got shallots, butter in there. It's been cooked, cooled, and chopped, so that will also go in there too. So let's get this in. A little bit in each one. There we go. Now I like to put the ingredients in first before I put the egg mixture in. The reason for that is the egg mixture then will just mix around with all the ingredients and you won't have a whole lot of air pockets in there. I find when you put the egg mixture in first and then put all the ingredients in that it tends to leave some air pockets in there. Perfect. Now this won't actually be in the recipe file because I just kind of freelanced a little bit. I've got total about half of a pepper. I've got a little yellow and a little red pepper in there and there's 4 mushrooms in there that I diced up too. Spinach itself, I know this doesn't look like much, but there was like 3 huge handfuls that I put in there. It collapses down to nothing. Make sure too you squeeze the water out of it. Otherwise you're gonna have a little bit of a watery mixture. Now if you want to put some cooked bacon in there or some blanched broccoli or some diced ham, chicken, I don't know if chicken would be good. Cooked of course, not raw. There you go, but these ones I'm making here, they're just a vegetarian bite. All right, I've got a good amount in each one. Now it's time to add in that egg mixture. It's also good too if you let that egg mixture sit a little bit because when you blend it, it does create a little bit of air in there and a little bit of froth. So if you blend it up, let it sit, put all your ingredients in, and then by then some of the air will come out of it. Then just fill them up with the egg mixture. Should mention too, as you're filling them up, make sure you give it a stir once in a while too, because there are some heavy solids that will sink to the bottom, even though it is blended. It's not entirely emulsified. Just give it a little stir when you, about halfway through, and that way then all the ingredients will be well incorporated. There they are, ready to go in the oven now. As you can see, it's a fairly big recipe. So if you want, you can cut it in half, but I like to make lots of these things. They are freezable, and also I find they get eaten before they go bad anyway. If you want, cut it in half. You're gonna get 24 of the minis or 12 of the, let's call these 2-biters. 12 2-biters and 24 single biters. So let's get these in the oven now. Be careful when you open that oven door because you have the water pan in there. Might be a little bit of steam that comes out. You don't want to get it in your face. And these are going to go in for 25 to 30 minutes. Check them after about 25, and you can tell if you sort of jiggle them a little bit and they look a little bit too liquid, then just leave them for 30 minutes and then they'll be perfect. All right, I'll see you in 30 minutes. Well, actually next cut. That's been 25 minutes, so I'm gonna check them. Make sure you get your ridiculous blue gloves on. Now these ones here, yeah, they're ready. Those are the 2-biters. Now the single biters here, just touch them on top. I can see they're still a little bit liquid, so I'm gonna let those cook for about another 5 minutes, and then I'll get them out and show you what they look like. But here are the 2-biters, looking pretty lovely, sexy, gorgeous. Let them cool down slowly up here. 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes for the little guys, okay? So we'll see you in 5 minutes. Okay, oven timer's gone off. Now time to get the little 24s out. They are ready. Now, good indicator that they are actually ready. I don't know if you can see or not, but they are like popping out a little holder there now. They're perfect. I'm just gonna let these cool down on here. Unmold them, show you what they look like, and then we're finished. So your 3 ingredients, whatever else you want to add in there, super quick to make. Now a little tip, after you turn the oven off and you close the door and you get everything out, don't forget that the water pan is in there. Believe me, I've left it in before and then turn the oven on. Let it cool down, safely remove it, and then get rid of it. So there's a little chef tip for you. Now the egg bites have cooled down a little bit. What I'm gonna do is just pop them out of these little silicone muffin tin. Just put them on a cooling rack and let them cool that way till they're finished. There you go, look at these things. They are absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh. Low fat, high protein, egg bites. We are there at the finish line. Thanks again so much for watching. Now, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned how to make these incredibly awesome, high protein, low fat, super tasty egg bites. Now you can have them for breakfast. You can have them after a workout. Throw them in your bag if you're in a hurry. You can have them for lunch. You can eat them cold, you can heat them. These things are absolutely amazing. So like I say, I hope you enjoyed it. Comments down below. Thumbs up if you like it. Hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you on the next video. Hope you enjoy these little high protein bites. Thanks again. Thanks again.